Hi, friends. My name is Dana Bristol Smith, and I'm the Executive Director of Leap to Success. And it is my pleasure to welcome my guest, Claudia Grasso, who is the Executive Director of one of our amazing community partners here in North County, San Diego, of One Safe Place. And I will just start out by asking Claudia just to tell us a little bit about One Safe Place, because you might not be familiar with it yet. And it's a place that I think you're going to want to know and learn more about. So Claudia, welcome.
Thank you so much, Dana, and thank you to Leap to Success for this wonderful opportunity. Again, as Dana said, I'm Claudia Grasso, the Executive Director of One Safe Place. One Safe Place is our North County Family Justice Center. And in a nutshell, Family Justice Center is an organization that houses community partners under one roof to provide wraparound services to victims of abuse. At One Safe Place, we opened our doors on July 5th, 2022. And since then, we have helped over 4,200 victims. We see victims that have been impacted by domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking, elder abuse, child abuse, hate crimes, and gang violence. When a victim walks through our doors, men, women, children, we open our arms and do just that, provide wraparound services. We are 102 partners strong, and that help with whether it be a restraining order, shelter, food, clothing, therapy, so immediate crisis needs. We also help with what we call our Thriver needs. And those are the get back, stand on your own 2 feet needs. And that can be forever health care. That can be job readiness. That can be women empowerment classes, like the Leap to Confidence classes offered by Leap to Success. Education. It could be picking out some clothing from our boutique, and so much more. So we're able to really not only help with immediate crisis needs, but really hold a victim's hand throughout the journey of healing and provide that support.
Claudia, thank you so much for sharing about One Safe Place. And, even as I just say those words out loud, One Safe Place, it's what we all need, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that now there's over 100 partners is really incredible, and that you've helped over 4,000 people is also incredible. So thank you for your work in the community. It's so important. So now we're going to take things in a different direction and actually take it a little bit more personal, because Claudia, you are a woman who leaps. You've leaped forward in your life in many different ways. But before I ask you about your own personal leap, I'd like to ask you about who is a woman that inspires you and why?
And this one's an easy one for me, because the woman that most inspires me at the moment is actually the visionary and creator and dreamer of One Safe Place, and that is District Attorney Summer Stephan. I have known District Attorney Summer Stephan for over 20 years, and from the moment we met, first of all, she made me feel so welcomed, and so I followed her career. We've worked together for many years, but she embodies, first and foremost, the work ethic that I grew up with, that I adhere to. She also taught me a lot about work-life balance. As a woman, that is something that many of us struggle with. Many of us do the juggling act and saying, how much do I work? How do I incorporate my family? How do I incorporate work with my family? And she just always seemed to do it beautifully. And she is one that really taught me that it's okay. Family comes first, that work will always be there, but your family is what's most important. But at the same time, you work hard and you maintain your integrity in the work you do, and that pride in what you produce. And so And lastly, she just embodies humility. She is so humble, even though she is our district attorney and is so well respected and so well loved. But at the same time, she knows the dignitaries' names. She knows student workers' names. She just takes the time to get to know you, takes the time to let you know that it's not her at the top and you work for her, that we are a family. And so I try to model my leadership at One Safe Place, and which, she entrusted me with this position in the same way that I may be the executive director, but I'm part of this team that together we offer hope, healing, and justice to the victims we serve. And that comes from, my mentor, my boss, my friend, and the woman I admire, Summer Steffen.
Oh, thank you so much. And what a beautiful example that District Attorney Summer Steffen leads for all. And I see that in your leadership as well, Claudia. And I know that you must be very proud to have seen you rise in your career and to be in the position that you're in today and support your team in such a beautiful way, and all of the partners in the community. So thank you so much
Dana,
for
for
that.
your kind words.
Of course. So now to turn the direction to you, Claudia, and being that we are coming upon Leap Day very soon, this is the question. So what leap have you taken in your own life that you would like to share with us?
I think the leap that I'm going to talk about is education. And it's a three-part leap because I've been to 3 different post-high school schools. The first one is college. And the leap I took there was that I come from a large, extended immigrant Mexican family, who at the time when I was going off, right before college in the 80s, nobody had ever gone to college. I have 97 first cousins, just first
Oh my
cousins.
goodness.
We come from a very huge
Wow.
family, and nobody had ever gone to college. And my parents were very honest with me and told me early on, we lived in a very, very poor neighborhood of East Los Angeles. And I had 3 siblings. The 6 of us shared a 1-bedroom apartment. And from the beginning, I was told, we don't have money for you to go to college. We will never have that money. We were living paycheck to paycheck. We're part of this poverty cycle. But the way you can break this poverty cycle is through education. And I took that to heart, and I did well in school. And I knew that I did not want to live in poverty. I knew that I wanted to help my family get out of that cycle. And the expectation that when a woman reached the age of 18, you were expected to get married and have children and continue to live near your family. And that was the expectation for young Mexican women as myself growing up in East Los Angeles. And so the first leap was to say, you know what, I want to go to college. I want to. And I'm going to make this work. I may not have the money to do it, but I'm going to make this work. So I worked really hard with my education, and I ended up getting a full paid scholarship to UCLA.
Wow.
And so that was my first leap. I became the very first person in my entire family to go to college and set the example for the younger generations to say, okay, you can do this too. So through my schooling, again, I did well. I worked really, really hard. And I knew that I wanted to continue. I wanted to go for this next, leap, this master's program. And I went big. I said, you know what, there's this perfect program for me at Harvard that I would really, want to apply for. And it's unfortunate that even people from my own family, members of my own family, not immediate, but extended, basically said, well, Mexicans don't go to Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you applying there?
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of other schools. Why are you applying there? And a little part of me started to think, well, are they, is this true? Do Mexicans not apply to Harvard? Can I not go because of these humble beginnings, or
Mhm.
is this not the right school for me? But I took that leap and applied to Harvard and got in. And just getting there and thinking, okay, do I even belong there? But immediately I was welcomed. I was made part of that Harvard community and thought, okay, I do, belong here. I do, I'm going to make the best of this. I'm going to educate myself and take advantage of this opportunity. And so that was my second big leap in education.
Yes, absolutely.
So, and then the third one was going to law school. So by the time I applied and was going to law school, I was married. I was, older than most of my fellow students. And my family, again, their mentality was, okay, why are you going to a third school? This is, you've already gone to two schools, then why you're married already? You've reached that, you can get a great job, you're married. Why continue? And then I got pregnant and had my daughter, in law school, my third year of law school. And whereas, so many people said, oh, you're going to take time off, you need to, really concentrate on this family. And I think that's where the work-life balance was born, where I said, I've come this far. I was very blessed with having a wonderful in-laws, my mother-in-law, and my mom as a backup to help me care for my daughter. So I could take that leap and finish law school and say, I can do this. I can be a mom, but I could also have this for me, this career for me. And so I did. I took that leap and continued. I did not take that break and continued and finished law school, and was fortunate enough to get hired by the district attorney's office.
Wow. Well, congratulations, Claudia. Not only for your own personal motivation and leaping forward, but really being the first one in your family to show that it's possible and to show that your past does not have to define your future. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
And I'm very proud of those that came after me. I mean, I have two cousins that also went to college after me and went to law school. I have another that went to
wow.
medical schools. I am just so proud that I was able to pave the way and say, you know what, yes, we may not have much, but you can still figure out a way. You can still do this with
Yeah.
perseverance, hard work. You can do this.
And you opened that door and you showed them that it was possible. Yeah, I hope you're really proud of that. Um, in thinking about the women in particular who are considering making a change or taking a leap in their own life, what words of wisdom can you share with them? What encouragement can you give?
Dana, I think the first and foremost is surround yourself by people who support you. Surround yourself with mentors. Surround yourself with those who truly have the best intentions for you. Once you do that, keep telling yourself, I am worth it. I am worth it. That could be a daily mantra. I am worth it. And that's going to go very far. It helped me.
No, that's wonderful. And I think that that worthiness is so important because we see how that can be chipped away. It can be chipped away in abusive relationships. It can be chipped away with someone not believing in us. It can be chipped away by, well, that's not what anybody in the family has ever done before. So why, why can you do it? That kind of thing.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
you're very right, Dana, about how abuse really deprives you and does chip away from your self-worth, from your just self-esteem. And so it's just very, very important that to find those people that will lift you up. We were talking about that song, just lift you up and take you to that place where you feel worthy and you can rely on them. And so it's just Absolutely. It's important.
Yeah, it truly is. I have a follow-up question. You mentioned about finding a mentor. How would someone go about that? Let's say they're not in an academic environment, they're not in a job environment where they're really seeing people that they feel comfortable reaching out to. Do you have any suggestions on ways to find a mentor?
Absolutely. And a mentor does not have to be professional academic. A mentor can be a friend who, as you say, has taken that leap and has, is in a place where they can support you. They can be your cheerleader. A mentor can be a family member that really has the best intentions, in mind for you. A mentor you can find in so many places. I'm here at One Safe Place. We hear some women that come back and say, I found a mentor in my peer support group leader.
Mm,
I found a mentor in my AA class. I
mhm.
found a mentor in the shelter I was with, and we really bonded with the case manager. And that's someone we still keep in touch with. And so a mentor can really come in so many shapes and sizes and embodied in so many different ways, that I think the qualities of a mentor is someone who you connect with, someone who has your best interest in mind, that will constantly give you those words of affirmation, of worthiness, of, someone that will be there for you, that you can kind of, not only support you, but kind of call you out on things and say, there might be a better way to do this. And so that's what mentors are all about, to teaching us, but also supporting us, in our journey. And so a mentor can be anybody, that really lifts you up, that has reached a place where you would like to reach, that can guide you there, and hold your hand during the journey.
That's beautiful. And, it just really reminds me of how important it is for us to reach out, how important it is for us to surround ourselves with people who we know and we trust. And if we don't have those people around us now, to put ourselves in new situations. Maybe it's joining a faith community. Maybe it's reaching out to a support group. Maybe it's a job readiness class. I mean, there's so many different ways that we can do that. And what I know is that if we don't believe that we have the worth, we might not take that step. So your advice, Claudia, to just know that you're worthy, I think that's the first thing. And then we build a beautiful life from there. And like you, Claudia, we build our courage to take leaps forward in our lives.
Absolutely. And Dana, I mean, I have to hand it to you that the Leap to Confidence classes are just that. Many times, not only does abuse deprive you of your self-worth, but abuse is often isolating. That's one thing that an abuser does, is isolates a victim from their family and their friends and their support group. So it's the coming out and finding that. And the Leap to Confidence classes are just vital, and they're so amazing in doing and finding a community. And again, making those connections that were cut off because of the abuse. And so in whatever form that takes, whether it's, Leap to Confidence classes or, peer support groups or whatnot, but that's where that can help someone that has been victimized to reconnect with the outside world.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Claudia, I want to thank you so much for sharing your inspiring words with us, for sharing your leaps with us. And I wish you and your team members at One Safe Place just all the best in the really important work that you do here in our community. So thank you.
Thank you, Dana, and thank you for all the wonderful things that Leap to Success accomplishes and our partnership. We truly value it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.